What's good, Brain Flower Studios? This is Huey Dynamite. We posted up in the studio. We're about to get this interview in. It's 2020. The world was ending. Um, Pandemic had hit. I was bartending. I was like, well, if I'm gonna go out, might as well go out doing the thing I love. So, in those months between March and June, I started out doing digital work. I had my Samsung tablet. I was illustrating ideas that I had in the back of my mind for a good minute. I was doing that. June hit. We were back outside in Texas, at least. Went back to work. Literally had a living nightmare. Dude was like stuffing his face with food. I was like, germs. And I immediately turned around. I'm like, nah, I'm not going back. So after that, I was like, them checks they were giving us off the pandemic, I was living off of that. I just kept painting. I don't know. I just dove in fully. After a few months of just doing some paintings, posting it on social media, luckily the reception was pretty good. Um, People started hitting me up. A good friend, actually a really dope DJ as well, who stays up in Denton, Dejan. He goes by Bass for Your Face. Awesome DJ. He actually put me on to the first gallery I'd ever known personally in Dallas, 500X. And so he just sent me a DM and he was like, yo, bro, have you ever heard about 500X? I'm like, that sounds like a club. I don't like clubs. I don't want to go to no club. But then that was my immediate thought, of course. But he was like, no, it's a gallery. And it's in this place called Fabrication Yard. And I'm like, what? So I looked it up and I saw the images on Google and I'm like, yo, this fucking place exists. I wish I knew about it before. And so I hit up the spot. I think it was Hot and Sweaty. That was the first exhibition going on at 500X that I applied to. I walked in, awesome space. Like it looked exactly what I thought a gallery should look like, you know, for artists. And the people up there were cool. I think it was Jamila and Ashley who greeted me. Wonderful people. And they were just like, yeah, we're here. We got stuff for the show. And I showed them my work. They were like, oh, yeah, yeah, put your stuff right there. Like, sign this paper and put your stuff right there. We got you. And ever since then, it's been sort of like a snowball of just meeting new people, getting more opportunities, learning more about the art world, even traveling. It's been just like a blessing. It's been awesome. Just putting like paintings and drawing stuff on canvases, and then having people vibe with it so heavily. It's been awesome. Huey Dynamite is a moniker that I created because I wanted to make an alter ego of myself so that when I get into the art industry, I feel like a rock star. And so I took my two favorite shows, Boondocks and Black Dynamite. I just merged Huey and Dynamite together, and lo and behold, Huey Dynamite, the rock star. But no, it was just I just wanted an art name. I just wanted something to work with. I thought stage names were always cool, so I just wanted one. And I came up with it, and I had a lot more beforehand. Huey Dynamite took a few months to come up with, and I'd always ask my friends, "Yo, does this rock? Is this okay?" Finally, they were just like, maybe they were tired. Maybe they were tired of me always asking them, "Does this name rock?" And they're just like, "Bro, Huey Dynamite is kind of cool." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll work with it." So it's stuck. Huey Dynamite, like I feel like I can go on the stage and like, now coming to the stage, Huey Dynamite. Yeah, just sort of stuck. And it's easy when you have a stage name. You can just I feel like when you have another name, you can sort of switch into that. And so I needed something to help me switch into the art mode because I was never prepared for it, even though I had been drawing and painting for a good minute. Um, I needed something as a placebo to kind of force me to get into the mode. So when I paint, I'd honestly say this: it's purely selfish, right? I'm doing this for me because I can't get these ideas out of my head fast enough. And so painting is the only outlet that I feel is able to translate these questions of mine or these thoughts of mine well enough because I can look back at each of these pieces and think, okay, I knew what I was thinking back then. I remember the song even that I was playing back then. Now I can have something that's concrete and go through life a little bit more and then maybe revisit the painting or come back to it and think, oh, now I have the answer. I used to think that I needed to make these paintings answers to questions, but now I'm going through it. It's like, no, this is just my thought process. This is how I see things. Or maybe this is how I want to see things. And so, yeah, I look at my paintings as manifestations of what I'd want to see out of the community. Or these paintings are just reflections of how I think about community. Um, it goes on and on and on. I mean, it's a constant experience, and then seeing how I can translate it into my work. Um, I loved storybooks when I was a kid, and that's how I want to illustrate them. So most of my work, I think, resembles storybook illustrations, not real life sort of experiences, but very imaginative, just situations and scenes that I think if a book that I really like, say for example, The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates, um, wonderful book. I feel like one of my pieces could fit that sort of um, book's narrative, just in my illustrations and just how I go about just making the subject appear as beautifully and as beautifully even the word as beautiful as possible. Sorry. Um, yeah, that what I think about community, how I interact with my community as far as art or just anybody in general. I try to reflect that in my paintings. Um, and again, it's selfish. I do this even if I wasn't getting funding from it or getting paid from it. I just love it that much. So.